Welcome to This Explainer. I'm so glad you're here because today we're going to completely rethink how we feel our bodies. We're diving right into the fascinating biological realities of how we actually absorb nutrients. We spend all this time and money trying to get healthy, but what if the very delivery system we rely on, our digestion, is actually the bottleneck? Let's get into it. It's the universal question, right? Why are we always so tired? Think about a typical Tuesday. You wake up exhausted, you rely on endless cups of coffee literally just to make it to lunchtime. And then, bam, you still hit that inevitable afternoon crash. Most of us just kind of accept this fatigue as a normal part of busy modern life. But what if I told you your exhaustion isn't just about a packed schedule or missing an hour of sleep? Check out this massive, absolutely wild number, 20%. Now, the human brain only makes up about 2% of your total body weight, yet it hogs a staggering 20% of your body's total energy. It's an incredibly energy-hungry organ. So when your body's overall energy reserves drop, your neural pathways get sluggish. You get that heavy, lingering brain fog that, let's be honest, no amount of espresso is gonna fix. So, to figure out how to fix this, here's our roadmap for today. First, the modern energy crisis. Second, the digestive bottleneck. Third, the IV therapy bypass. Fourth, powering up with NAD+. And finally, optimizing body and brain.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the modern energy crisis, and specifically, cellular depletion.
To really understand fatigue, we have to look at where it biologically starts. Meet ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. This is the primary carrier of energy in your cells. Literally all of your physical and mental stamina relies entirely on your body's ability to synthesize this specific molecule. But, well, here's the catch. To produce ATP, your body needs a strict, continuous supply of water, vitamins, and minerals. When you lack those raw materials, your stamina just tanks. It's a cellular energy crisis, plain and simple. Which brings us to Section 2, the digestive bottleneck. Let's look at why standard supplements so often fail us.
So, if we need these specific nutrients to make ATP, why can't we just pop a multivitamin, chug a glass of water, and call it a day? Well, the answer comes down to a concept called bioavailability. Basically, this is the proportion of a consumed nutrient that actually enters your systemic circulation to have an active effect. And there is a massive, truly massive difference between what you put into your mouth and what actually reaches your cells. Let's trace the journey. When you swallow a standard multivitamin, it has to survive a brutal biological obstacle course. Step 1. It drops straight into the highly acidic environment of your stomach, which immediately starts tearing it apart. Step 2. It has to navigate these super complex absorption barriers in your intestines. Step 3. It gets heavily filtered by your liver's first-pass metabolism. By the time it finally reaches Step 4, cellular uptake, you might only be absorbing a tiny, tiny fraction of the active ingredients you actually paid for. It's like pouring water into a bucket full of holes.
And you know what? It's the exact same story with hydration. The human digestive tract is notoriously inefficient. Your body can typically process and absorb only about 1 liter of water per hour. It takes anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours just to digest and utilize that fluid. If you try to chug water faster than that, the excess is simply filtered out and excreted by the kidneys. Your poor cells are essentially starving for hydration while your digestive system is just struggling to keep up.
Moving on to Section 3, the IV therapy bypass. This is all about direct nutrient delivery.
Take a look at the stark contrast between these delivery methods. Oral supplements sit at a measly 15 to 30% bioavailability, and they take up to 48 hours to reach their peak. Intramuscular shots are better, but IV therapy? By using a sterile intravenous line, we bypass the gastrointestinal tract completely. The fluids and nutrients enter your bloodstream directly. This guarantees 99 to 100% absorption immediately. There's no stomach acid degrading it, no liver filtering it away, just pure, instant cellular access. It's a total game changer.
And because we're getting that total absorption, the specific medical-grade nutrients used in IVs become incredibly powerful. For instance, B-complex vitamins can directly stimulate that mitochondrial function we talked about earlier to generate raw cellular energy. Amino acids, like taurine and glutamine, get right to work preserving lean muscle tissue. Then you have glutathione, often called the master antioxidant, acting like a sponge to clear out free radicals and oxidative stress from your liver. And high doses of vitamin C give your skin the exact raw materials it needs to synthesize structural collagen.
You're literally jump-starting a sluggish metabolic system right at the source. Let's dive into Section 4, powering up with NAD+, focusing on cellular energy. Okay, so we're zooming all the way down to the microscopic level now, straight into the mitochondria. These little cellular power plants rely on a vital coenzyme called NAD+ to metabolize your food into that usable cellular fuel, ATP. But here is a genuinely alarming biological reality. By the time we hit middle age, our natural reserves of NAD+ drop by up to 50%, half of it just gone. Standard aging, chronic stress, poor diet, and lack of sleep absolutely drain these reserves, and that leads directly to that deep, pervasive fatigue we all hate. Now, when we feel that crash coming on, our first instinct is usually to reach for caffeine, right? That caffeine just acts on your central nervous system. It's a temporary spike that just masks the fatigue, and it inevitably leads to a steep, steep crash. Restoring NAD+ directly, or using its highly efficient precursor called niagen, does something entirely different. It doesn't just stimulate your nervous system, it actively rebuilds your cell's ability to sustain ATP energy production. You're actually fixing the engine rather than just pressing harder on the gas pedal. And the benefits here go way, way beyond just feeling awake. The anti-aging mechanics of NAD+ are honestly incredible. For one, it's required to activate a family of proteins called sirtuins, often called the guardians of the genome, which manage inflammation. It also fuels PARP enzymes that literally repair the microscopic damage your DNA takes every single day. By reversing that mitochondrial decline, it sharpens neural pathways, pulling you right out of that brain fog so you can process information quickly and focus clearly. Finally, Section 5, optimizing body and brain. Let's look at the personalized approach. Since everyone has a totally unique biological baseline, this targeted nutrient protocol has customized, holistic impacts depending on your lifestyle. High-stress professionals use it to maintain razor-sharp cognitive focus during those brutal work weeks. Athletes utilize these IV drips for rapid muscle recovery and to flush out oxidative stress after intense workouts. Older adults, whose digestive tracts naturally become less efficient over time, use it to maintain bone density and support a slowing metabolism. Even skincare seekers see massive benefits through increased collagen production and cellular turnover. It's basically highly personalized physiological support. This core philosophy beautifully summarizes our biological reality. When your cells receive exactly what they need, your body stops fighting against itself. Direct nutrient delivery provides the robust, solid foundation you need to build lean tissue, process stored energy efficiently, and really experience lifelong vitality. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final, kind of paradigm-shifting question to ponder. Are your cells starving while your stomach does all the work? It really might be time to rethink how efficiently we're fueling our bodies. Because when you bypass the bottleneck, you unlock an entirely new level of wellness. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope this sparked your curiosity and gave you a powerful new perspective on your own biology. Stay curious and keep learning.